If Jesus in his prayer called the Father the only true God, then who is Jesus? Who is Jesus? Can we say Jesus is the false God? Or, then who is Jesus? Is he God? Because if he says the Father is the only true God, then who is he really? Let's find out in this video. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Daniel Odiwe, and it's a pleasure to have you. If this is your first time being on this channel, thank you for tuning into this channel. I'm so glad you're seeing this, and I want you to go ahead to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit the notification bell icon so you get to be notified whenever new videos are out. And if you're a returning viewer, man, I love you. Thank you for always returning to see my videos. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel. It's so important to me. Your likes, your engagement, they all mean a lot to me. Alright guys, I'm going to answer this very important question. It is so important, especially in the world we live in today. I got a question from Pastor Jeng, who has also asked the previous question that I answered in the previous video. Pastor Jeng asked a series of questions. The first one is, according to Jesus in John 17 verse 3, who is the only true God? Is it Jesus or the Father? And then he asked another question which is also similar to this particular one. I'd just like to attend to everything together. During the time of Abraham, who was the way, the truth, and life? In the Garden of Gethsemane, who did Jesus pray to? The Father or himself? The third one is, can God have a God? So first of all, let me start with the last one. Can God have a God? Well, no, God can't have a God. God is God himself. Okay, so you cannot have a God. I know why he asked that question, because Jesus, if we're saying Jesus is God, and we say Jesus now prayed to God, the Father, then is it saying that God the Father is his God? That kind of thing. That's the reason why he asked this last question. Can God have a God? Now, the reason why he asked the second question is because I wanted to know about the Trinity concept, So, who was Jesus really talking to when he talked about praying to the Father, and he said the only true God? So, who was he really talking to? Well, he was talking to the Father. Okay, it's very clear. He was talking to the Father, and he said to the Father that the Father is the only true God. Okay, but get this. The misconception that we usually have, especially around the world today, is that people pick out a verse out of its context and they literally want to explain that verse without actually looking at the context of what that verse seems to say. That's what happens. So they pick out just a verse and they use that verse to attack, or they use that verse to bring up something that is not really what it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to act that way. As an intelligent reader, as an intelligent person, you're supposed to read every verse in its context. Taking a verse out of its context is to mess it up. So you need to understand what is being said in the contextual form. Okay, now so I'll go back to the first question when you said, according to Jesus in John 17 verse 3, who is the only true God? When Jesus was referring to the Father as the only true God, he wasn't saying that he is no God or that he is no true God. No. What he is saying is that there's only one true God as compared to other gods and idols. So he's not comparing the Father to himself. No, there's a comparison with the Father as the only true God to the other gods of the world, the idols of the world. That's what you need to understand. That's what Jesus meant when he called the Father the only true God. He's not saying, oh, you are the only true God and I'm not the God. No way. Because severally, Jesus equated himself or equaled himself to God the Father. Okay, from the beginning. Okay, I'm going to give you from context. The Bible says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Now, because it's telling you the story of the Word, that's why I use words. So if it was God, it still is God. Okay, and then, it lets us know later on that this Word became flesh. Now, letting you know that God, who was in the beginning, became flesh. That Word that became flesh is Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ lived all his life saying the same thing. Firstly, he said, I am the Father at one. And when he said that emphatically, they picked up stones to stone him. They wanted to kill him. And then he asked them, said, for what offense really do you want to stone me for? And then he said, we're not going to stone you for any of the works you've done. for all the things you've done. No, we're going to stone you. Say, but for the very fact that you called yourself with God, see, that's what we're going to stone you. So they thought it was blasphemy for him to say he is one with God. He says, I am the Father, are one. If they knew that, they understood that to mean that he is saying he is God. Another time, Jesus also said, he was telling the Jews, and then he said to them, he said, before Abraham, I am. Using the very same word that God used in calling himself, I am. That very same word. He's not saying that I used to be before Abraham. No, of course, Jesus wasn't there physically before Abraham. So when he says I am, it was actually using the very same word that God used to define himself to Moses. And the Jews knew it. They knew that word. It was I am that I am. Now that means that Jesus is saying he is God. Another one is where Thomas, after he met Jesus who had resurrected from the dead, he said to him, my Lord and my God. Jesus didn't rebuke him for calling him God. Jesus proceeded and says, okay, those that believe, blessed are those that believe without sin. Okay? What did Jesus do there? He actually agreed that he is God. So Jesus didn't say, oh, I'm not God. No, he agreed that he is God. So in the concept of the Trinity, I'm going to talk about that in some other video. But I just want you to know that what this scripture means is that he is not saying that the Father is the only true God and then he is no God. No, he is as God as the Father is. Alright, he's as God as his Father is. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you were blessed by this video, please make sure that you click the like button and share. Let someone get to see this video. Please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Thank you so much. God bless you.